Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Tuesday morning 8:15 Vinyasa Flow class. I'm Tom, here to guide you through your practice this morning. Most of you I know and have been here, so this is kind of the same drill. But as always, make sure you visit our website at urbanyoga.org, where you're going to find all the latest updates on the class schedules. A lot going on at DAP. We were talking about the tents up over there, so they're offering some additional classes to the community. So take a look at that, and as always, visit that virtual tip jar. You can Zelle, you can PayPal, you can throw cash at us, whatever, to keep this wonderful community going strong. Okay, so today for class, beautiful day. I thought it was going to be cold and windy, and here we are, right? You never know what you're going to get out here. So we're going to focus today's class a little bit around our core. And everyone, here's core, and they kind of cringe and go, I don't want to do planks and sit-ups all morning, but really exploring the core really as this 360-degree cylinder, the trunk of the tree. And so working through our sides, our obliques, our transverse abdominals down in the lower pelvis, the lumbar spine, and just strengthening and stretching and activating and engaging it. So we'll work through that today. Let's take it down onto our backs just to kind of get warmed up and get those cores woken up as well. And I'll sort of pop back up so you can hear me. I want to make sure everyone can hear me. Just take your feet out to the edges of the mat. So bend the knees, draw the heels in a little bit towards the glutes, and the heels or the feet out towards the edge of the mat. And then just let your knees fall in towards the center here. Just getting a nice release in that low back. And as always, we just begin our practice by connecting with the breath here. So just begin to draw the breath down into the belly. And we begin that core exploration right away of just filling up along the sides, drawing the breath into the back side of the body. Feel the chest rise. Begin to lengthen those inhalations and exhalations to a count of 4 or 5, whatever feels comfortable, not forcing anything. Just beginning to create some space here. On the inhalation, feel your heart lift and rise, your chest open. On your exhalation, just let the bones be heavy, let everything sink into the ground. Feel that lift from the earth supporting us underneath. And just continue with the rhythm of your breath as you become more involved in the present moment, as we become more of the observer and less of the doer. And just notice what's coming up for you this morning. Maybe any areas of tightness or tension you might be feeling. Soften the throat, unclenching the jaw, smooth the crease in your brow. Keep this connection with the breath going throughout your practice today. Let it be your guide. As you push yourself, let the breath help you be stable, strong. If you feel you need to back off a little bit, your breath will also let you go. Just take a few more deep rounds of breath here. Just notice any other sensations of the moment, the temperature on your skin, the sounds around you. Just fully immersing yourself in the present. As thoughts may come into your mind, just acknowledge them and return to the breath. All right, let's take one more collective breath here. Deep inhale, fill up. At the top of that inhalation, retain the breath for 1 or 2 seconds. And a deep, full exhalation, let everything go and soften. Softly blink the eyes open. And we can go ahead and part those knees and just have your feet about hip width apart. Knees are still bent here. And we're just going to begin to wake up that abdominals and that core. So go ahead and place your hands right on your hip points. And then slowly just inch them in about 2-3 inches and go down a little bit. So we're really, as we begin to wake up our core, feeling those transverse abdominals right at the lower part of the pelvis here. So hip points in a couple inches and down a few inches. And all we're going to do here is go ahead and extend one leg out. So let's go with the right leg. Push through that heel and flex that foot. And then just begin to work with the breath and just pulse that heel just a couple inches off the ground. And so you can feel those transverse abdominals, those lower deep pelvic muscles start to engage and fire up. So we're not really trying to work those sit-up muscles. We're trying to get lower. And just pulse that a few times, engage, and start to feel that. Remember to keep breathing here. And then go ahead and draw that heel in. Extend the other heel out, and we'll do the same thing. So flex the foot, draw the toes back towards you. Push through that heel, and then just pulse that heel up a couple inches, just feeling that engagement of those lower abdominals deep in there. As we engage the core, make sure that breath is working so we're not holding our breath. And then go ahead and draw that heel back in. Let's lift the arms up overhead. So what's going to want to happen is your ribs are going to kind of open up like a clamshell or a car hood. So kind of zip those ribs down. Kind of close that car hood. And then go ahead here, extend the right heel out just like we did before. Big inhale. Fill everything up. On the exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest. The arms can stay down, or if you want to add on a little bit, arms come across the knee. So inhale, everything's extended. Exhale, we draw the knee in, palms come down to the ground. Inhale, we open. If you want a little bit more, you can add and lift the head by engaging those abdominals as well. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze everything in. Move with the breath. Move with intention. Let's do that a few more times. And we'll place that heel down. We'll take that to the other side. Take a moment, kind of wiggle the hips back and forth. Get yourself centered. Inhale those arms back up overhead. Extend that left leg out. Flex that foot. Big inhale here. Exhale, squeeze the knee in, and option with those arms. If you want to lift them up overhead, if you want to just have them alongside you for stability, whatever you like here this morning. Big full breaths. Exhale, squeeze everything out of the belly. Let's go a few more times here. And let's go ahead and let that go. Place the heels back down. Take the heels back out to the edges of the mat and just let the knees fall side to side. Feel those side obliques start to release a little bit. We've been engaging them. So now just on those side to side windshield wipers, just let those muscles stretch, lengthen. Deep breath in when the knees are down. Take it over to the other side, just back and forth. All right, let's bring knees back up, heels back in about hip width apart. And we'll go ahead and send that right heel up to the sky. Reach for the back of the thigh and just flex and point those toes. Stretch through the calf here. Starting to get a little bit of a hamstring stretch as you draw that thigh in. And inhale those arms back up overhead. Drop that heel down and let it float. Big inhale here. Exhale, draw the heel back up towards the sky. If you want to add on the arms and lift the head, you can reach up towards that foot. So inhaling, open, heel comes down, arms up overhead. Exhale, reach up towards that heel. If that's a little too much, you can just do the leg and just have the arms alongside the body. Feel those abdominals activating. Get as little or as much as you'd like out of it. If you want to pause when the leg's up and just kind of do a little bit more stretching there, that option is available. Let's do a few more. And we'll go ahead and place that heel down. Wiggle those hips back and forth. Get yourself set up. Take that to the other side. Left leg goes up. Press that heel up towards the sky. Flex and point those toes. Maybe some circles with that ankle. Draw the thigh in a little bit more. If you want a little more of a hamstring stretch, push that heel up. And then inhale those arms up overhead, lower down the heel, float it off the ground inch or two. And same thing you did on the other side. Inhale in here. Exhale, lift that leg. Options with the arms here. Exhale, squeeze everything out. Inhale, fill up. Obviously, the slower you go, you're going to feel it a lot more. Faster you go, you can get a little bit more in. So, whatever's feeling good for you this morning. All right, let's take one more. Let that go. Take those heels back out to the side, and same thing, just a little side to side. Release the hips. Soften the abdominals. You want to pause on one side. All right, let's go ahead and draw the knees in towards the chest. Squeeze those thighs in towards the rib cage. Draw that tailbone down. Take a deep inhale here. Little rock side to side. Massage that low back. And we're going to make our way up to a tabletop. So if you want a little bit of spinal massage, you can roll up and down along the spine. You can also just roll off to one side and make your way up. Take our time here. Let's get ourselves set up in tabletop. If you need a little extra padding on the knees, you can lay a blanket out. We're pretty good here at the park. Take a moment, get yourself organized, set yourself up, hips lined up over those knees. We got our shoulders lined up over those wrists. Kind of tap the tops of the feet, begin to wake up the anchors here. And we'll work through some cat and cow, but really, like I said, we're focused on that core, we're focused on that belly. So just pay a little closer attention. And a lot of times we're focused on that spine. So as you drop down, feel that belly stretch out. Broaden through the chest here. Take a big sip of air in. I can't talk this morning. Shake your tail a little bit, but feel that stretch all through the belly down into those low abdominal muscles. Exhale, push the floor away. Draw your gaze down towards the belly. And give it a good squeeze. Press into the tops of those feet. And move with your breath. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, push the floor away. Reduce the amount of space between your scapula and shoulder blades. Add on any other movements that feel good for you this morning. Maybe sway hips side to side. Look over one shoulder, then the other. All right, let's go ahead and straighten ourselves out. We'll go ahead and take that right Leg back, tuck the toes under. Push through that heel and get a nice calf stretch here. And then let's go ahead and float that leg up. Push that heel back and drop the toes down. And pull that belly button towards the back of your spine. Feel that engagement. Even though that belly's engaged, the breath is moving freely here, so we're not holding our breath. Let's take a deep inhale. We exhale, push the floor away and draw that knee in towards the nose. So try to create some space as you push the floor away. Inhale, let's straighten that leg out. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lengthen. Look up. Exhale, push away. Draw the gaze down in it. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, squeeze it in. We're going to go ahead and place that knee down, and we're going to come into a modified side plank. So we're going to roll that back foot open, and we're going to have options here. So the most stable way to do a modified side plank is actually to turn your leg back, so it kind of gives you this little kickstand here. So that's going to give you the most foundation. You can also have your block nearby, kind of lift that floor up. We're going to push that pelvis open up. Take a nice side body stretch here. We're going to get into some deeper side planks. This is just a little bit of warm up here. Breathe into those obliques along the side body here. Deep stretch in. If you want to float that foot up a little bit, we'll get a little deeper to that in a minute. Feel those side muscles engage all the way up alongside the ribs. Open your chest. Big inhale here. Exhale, go ahead and drop the shoulder down. Swing that kickstand back in if you have it. And we'll bring the other knee up. Just kind of rock side to side. Get yourself organized back into that foundation of tabletop. All right, let's take that to the other side. Left leg, extend it back. Tuck those toes and push through that heel. Stretch out that calf. All right, make sure you're not sinking into those shoulders. So we're up and out of those shoulders. Draw that heel back. Drop the toes down towards the earth. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale, push the floor away, create some space, squeeze that knee in, draw the gaze down. Move with the breath. Lift up on your extension. Exhale, squeeze in. Let's do a few more here. Extend out on the last one. Draw that knee in. We'll place it down. Same thing as you did on the other side. So you can be here and the knee can be in line with that back foot. That's going to be a little bit more challenging of a balance. I'm going to go with the kickstand as we just get started here. So go ahead and push those hips forward. Open up through the chest so that top shoulder, make sure it's not dropped down. And then take that arm up and over. Breathe into that right side of the rib cage. Options with that back foot. You want to float it up, engage a little bit more. And pulse it. Let's take one more big breath in here. Exhale, we'll go ahead and release. And let's just let the toes come together. Let's push it back to a nice child's pose here. Walk those fingertips out forward. You can tent those fingers here, like cupcake fingers. Big inhale, send those hips back. Exhale, drop down, melt in between the hips. Draw that breath in to the back side of the body. Breathe into the space in between the shoulder blades. And exhale, melt down a little deeper. All right, let's come up out of this nice and slow. Begin to walk the hands in just a little bit. Go ahead and tuck the back toes, and we're going to slowly make our way up into our first downward dog. Take your time. Begin to lift those hips up towards the sky. Come up onto the balls of your feet first as you lift up through the hips. Walk the palms out a little more. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Big inhale here. On the exhale, begin to sink the heels down to whatever degree is comfortable for you this morning. Draw that belly button towards the back of the spine. And then a little internal rotation of those triceps in towards the ears, keeping all that energy on the center line of the body. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Begin to walk your feet forward, up towards those hands. Stretch through those calves as you go. Inhale, halfway lift. Push those thighs back, palms on the shins or thighs. Try to flatten out that spine as much as possible as you reach forward with the crown. Big sip of air in. Exhale, hinge at the hips, let everything go. You can grab for elbows. You can bend or straighten those legs. Just let everything be heavy and hang. Shake your head yes, shake it no. Get a nice release in that low spine. Take a look at your toes. Place down the big toe and fan all the rest of the toes out. Spread them nice and wide. Nice firm foundation here. Inhale, draw the energy up through those toes into the legs. Flatten out. Take another halfway lift. Big deep breath in. Exhale, fold in one more time. Bend and straighten the legs as you need to. Spread those toes nice and wide. Firm foundation. Draw that energy up through the heels. Roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Extend those fingertips out and up. Reach out and up. Check in with that belly. Kind of close that clamshell again. Push the hips slightly forward. Tuck your tail. Open up the throat. Gentle back bend here. Exhale, draw the palms in towards heart center. Place those thumbs against the sternum. Gently pull up through your kneecaps. So think about, as we go through some of these poses here, those transverse abdominals, the sides of the ribs, the lower back, engaging the 360-degree core, not just the belly. Big inhale here. We exhale, take the arms out in front of you. We're going to sit into a chair pose, kind of modified. So extend those fingers out. Draw that belly towards the back of the spine. Sit down. Then you can lift those palms up. Let the heart shine forward. Deep inhale here. Squeeze the thighs together. You have a block in between them. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, we're going to place the palms down. We're going to step all the way back to a plank pose. In plank, make sure you're out of those shoulders, so push the floor away. Reduce the amount of space in between those shoulders. Deep inhale. On the exhale, we're going to drop our knees. We're going to lower our heart down. Keep the elbows squeezed. And slide those elbows forward under the shoulders, coming up into a Sphinx Pose. Wiggle yourself back and forth on those hip points. We got those anchors, which are the top of our feet here. And then play around here with noticing the engagement of the belly. So We don't want to be in the shoulders. We don't want the belly just hanging out. We're up and out of those shoulders. Draw that belly up just an inch or two off the mat, if possible, or towards the back of the spine. Deep inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to begin to push down to the elbows, draw the gaze down towards the hip. If you want a little bit more, you can pick up the hips or the thighs. Kind of a little cat-cow motion here. Inhale up. Exhale. Squeeze the abdominals in. Squeeze the hip points together. Shake a little bit. One more time. Go ahead and let that go. Draw the palms underneath those shoulders and press yourself up to a downward dog any way that's comfortable for you. You can stop in child's pose if you need a little rest. Take your time here. All right. Let's take that right leg up and back. Big inhale here. Exhale, we're going to draw that knee in towards the nose. Press the floor away. Send it back up one more time. This time, draw it in. We're going to go ahead and place it down. And options. We can do that same modified side plank we did earlier. If you want to come into full side plank, just make sure that palm is right in line with the body here. Step that foot back. And make sure you're not sinking into that shoulder. So you should have a lot of space in between that ground and the side body. Hi, Johnny. What's engaged here? Where's that belly at? Squeezing everything into the center line. Take your time. We'll go ahead and slide on out of that. Tuck that back toe. We'll send that right leg back up to the sky. Inhale. Lift up. Big breath in. Exhale. Push the floor away. Round in. And we'll go ahead and drop that leg down. Setting up for low lunge. Take a moment here. Get yourself organized. Build that foundation. Press into the top of that back foot. Lengthen that leg. And lengthen that thigh. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. Check in with that belly. Deep inhale here. We're going to take a high twist here. So inhale here. As we exhale, just take that hand across that front knee.
Oh, you have company.
Go back. Deep inhale here. If you want a little bit more, you can drop that hand towards the back and have a little bit of a back bend as well. Checking with that knee that it's not starting to open up, so squeeze that in towards the center. All right, slowly let's unwind here. Place those palms down. We're gonna pop that back knee up. We're gonna make our way up into a crescent pose. So get yourself organized. Make sure you're not on that tight rope. So you want those feet about hip width distances apart and not too much in a single line, or it's gonna be like you're on that tight rope wobbling. Build that foundation, plant that big toe, spread those toes nice and wide, draw that energy up. Bend the back, sink down through the tail, push through that heel and straighten that leg out. Open up through the heart. Inhale up. As we exhale, we're going to lean forward and shoot those arms back alongside the body. Keep some space in between that thigh and the chest or the ribs if possible. Lift up through the heart. Inhale back up. Exhale, sink back down. Ski lunge here. And then bring palms to heart center. You're going to push off that back foot as much as you can. You might take you a couple times. You're going to draw that knee up Let's do a little balance here. Press the palms together, draw that energy into the center of the body. Check in with that lower abdominals. Are you breathing? Are you smiling? And then let's take it to a tree pose here. So we'll go ahead and open up to the side. You can have that foot on the ground. You can have it on the calf. You can draw it up into the thigh. Just make sure it's not on the knee. Press those palms together. And then don't let those ribs open up when you extend those arms out to the sides. Keep everything squeezed in. Wobble a little bit. Strong through that tree trunk. So I should kind of turn to the side a little bit. Grow those branches out and up. Play around with whatever variation you'd like to. Back bend. I was like, oh, we'll definitely do this today, and we'll be out here, and it'll be like windy, and we'll all be wobbling, and it's just like perfectly still. All right, let's take our time. Lower down through that leg. Shake everything out. Everybody doing good? Mm-hmm. All right. All right, back up to center. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, let's flatten out. Exhale, fold in. Step yourself all the way back to downward dog. Lift those hips up towards the sky. We'll take that left leg up and out. Deep inhale here. Exhale, squeeze that knee in towards your nose. Press the floor away to create space. Inhale, back up. Exhale, draw that knee back in towards the nose. And we'll go ahead and place that down. We're going to come into that side plank on the other side. So modification here. You can have that kickstand just like we've been doing. You can have that block available. If you want to go for the full pose, stack those feet right on top of one another. Make sure you're not sinking into that front shoulder. Very, very important. And pull those abdominals or obliques up and away from the floor. Open up to the shoulders. Stay for another breath or two. Go ahead and drop that top arm wherever you are. We'll send that left leg back up to the sky. Big deep breath in. Exhale, draw that knee back in towards the nose. We'll place it down, go into low lunge, second side. Build that foundation. Get yourself set up. Get that front knee lined up over that front heel. Down through the tail, up through our crown. Let's lift it up. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop the arm across that knee, roll the other shoulder back and open up. I like these high twists too. A lot of times we're down here, we're kind of crunched up, but I like this. You get a little bit of a different twist in that abdominal. That free chiropractor adjustment. If you want a little bit more, you can drop that back hand. A gentle back bend here. Keep that front knee tracking in. One more breath. All right, let's go ahead and unwind. Bring palms back to center. Place them down alongside that front foot. We'll bring that back knee up. Set yourself up for Crescent Lunge, second side. So again, make sure you're not walking the tightrope. Plenty of space in between those feet. Draw the energy up through the front leg. bend the back leg, sink down through the tail, and go ahead and straighten that back leg out, pushing through that heel. Inhale those arms up overhead. Keep that car hood closed. Big inhale. Exhale, sink forward. Shoot those fingertips back. Big breath into the heart space. Let it go. Inhale back up. Exhale, sink forward one more time. Take a look down at that front foot. Press into that big toe. Shift the weight forward. Begin to drag that back foot in. Draw that back knee up and in. Push those palms together. And then we'll take that tree pose second side. So we'll go ahead and open up through that hip. Place that heel wherever you did on that first side. You really want to press that heel in towards that center line of that leg. Keep that belly active. The low back. Inhale those arms up. You want a little bit more. Look up. Maybe a different variation of arms. Happy cactus. Everybody looks great. Ooh, except for me, I'm about to fall over. I've been doing this class a lot the last couple of days, so my core is killing me. All right, wherever you're at, go ahead and finish up. Draw the palms back in. Extend that leg out. Lower it down. Shake it all off. All right, everybody doing good? Oh, hey, Karen. All right, let's see how much time we got. Oh, we got plenty of time. All right, guys. Shake everything out. Shake out the wrists. Shake out the heels. All right, let's take it up. Inhale. Exhale all the way down. Step it all the way back to plank. And then lower down, knees, chest, chin, or if you want, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lean forward with the crown of the head. We're going to lower all the way back. All right, wiggle yourself back and forth, side to side. So we're going to come into a half frog pose. So we're going to take one leg out to the side, and it's going to be about 90 degrees coming out. So you want that hip coming out straight, and then bending at the knee about 90 degrees. So depending upon how open your hips are, you can be down on the ground, and if you just lift up an inch or two, you're going to feel that stretch on that hip. If you are super bendy and you got really open hips, you might want to come up to the elbows and begin to lift that belly up and then kind of lengthen that thigh against the ground as much as possible. The other leg is straight and active. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lengthen through that thigh as much as possible, the front side of the thigh. If you're feeling any pinching in that low back, back off immediately. If this is super easy, you can get into full frog and Johnny, and that'll definitely wake you up. So full frogs here, but that's a little much for most people, including myself. All right, let's take a few more breaths in here. All right, now we're going to come down and keep that leg exactly as it is. And we're going to take the opposite arm out to the T and lay down on that shoulder. So that's coming out straight. And then we're going to bring the other hand, we're going to bring that other hand under the shoulder, and we're going to go ahead and lift that leg up and back. So the front arm's kind of acting as that support system, that kickstand. So you should be getting a nice shoulder opener in the left side here. We're all on the same side. I kind of like playing around with this. It's like you open the hip on one side, you open the shoulder on the other, and then you kind of switch. It's a nice little sequence there. Any pinching, back off immediately. Stretching, groaning's good. Take one more breath in. Gently roll yourself back over. All the way back to center. Wiggle those hips side to side. Notice how you feel. One shoulder a little more open, the opposite hip a little bit more open. Kind of a weird. All right, let's work on the other side. So we'll go ahead and take that hip out, 90 degrees. And then lengthen through the inside of that thigh. Draw the elbows in a little bit the more you want. Bring yourself up to get a little bit of a deeper stretch. You'll also feel the lower back wake up, engage a little bit here the more you come up. Let's take a few more rounds of breath. And begin to lower yourself down. Extend that opposite arm out to a T. Take the other arm and place it directly under that shoulder where the leg's extended. And then push yourself up. Draw that leg back behind the other. Getting that nice shoulder opening stretch. Second side. All right, let's stay here for one more breath. And then gently begin to make make your way out of that pose. Bring those toes together and let's all push back to a child's pose. Let that low back release a little bit. Nice counter pose. Sink down through the heart. Walk the fingertips forward. Drop those hips back. Deep breath into the low back, into the kidneys. Exhale, melt a little deeper. Begin to walk the fingers back towards you. And we're just going to swing the legs around towards the front. Alrighty. Get yourself set up here. We're going to do a couple more little core poses here. We can't get off that easy. Let's take it into Navasana boat pose. So kind of sit back on those sitting bones, but you don't want to be hunching and rounding that back. So we want that heart lifted. Grab underneath those thighs. Squeeze the thighs in towards the belly. Lift up through the heart, lift up through the chest. Float the heels up, point the toes down. Maybe one leg comes up. Lift your gaze. Drop that down. Other one. Maybe both. Maybe the palms come out. Maybe they don't. Deep inhale. Squeeze your thighs together like you have a block in between them. Lower down. Wrap the arms around. Give yourself a nice hug. Squeeze everything in. Breathe into the low back. Go ahead and unwind. Roll those shoulders back behind you, big roll back. Place the fingertips towards you, heels down. Walk the feet out a little bit. First tabletop. Lift up through the hip. Really good right about now. Maybe you drop the head back. Not too far, just open the throat a little bit. Squeeze those thighs together. Lift up through those hips. Big inhale. Big exhale. The heels of the palms firmly grounded. Begin to let the hips fall back down. Straighten out those legs. Push those heels forward and wiggle yourself back and forth. Get in front of those sitting bones. You can also have a blanket here to give yourself a little bit of tilt in that pelvis. Shimmy yourself back and forth. Inhale, lift up. Flex and pull those toes back. Exhale, lean forward, hinging at the hips. Let's work through that a few times. Draw the palms alongside. Lengthen the spine. Feet are active. Exhale, reach forward with the crown and the palms. As Kristen would say, smell the roses, blow out the candles. And when you're in your fold, just grab for whatever feels good. If you can't get down to the feet, no big deal. Just grab for the tops of the shins, the tops of the thighs. Breathe into the low back. All right, and gently make ourselves back up to sitting position. Let's go ahead and grab that left heel, bring it in. Take out options here. You can keep it on the inside. If you want a little deeper twist, you can draw it across that leg. So options here. Keep that front foot nice and active with those toes pulled back towards you. Roll those shoulders back. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale and lift up. As we exhale, twist from the base of the spine. Wrap that arm around, and then that back arm, roll that shoulder back behind you. Nice long spine, press into the heel of the hand. Keep that front foot active, and then your gaze goes last. In the inhalation, you can back off a little bit and fill up. In the exhalation, twist a little deeper. Gently release here. Inhale, back up. We're going to take an open twist. So we're just going to drop that elbow to the inside of that knee. Roll that other shoulder back behind you. Use that elbow as leverage as you open up through the chest. Keep that front foot active. Stay for one more breath. Gently you can unwind yourself. Take that foot and go ahead and bring it to the inside of the thigh and let that knee open up. Keep that front foot nice and flexed. And then go ahead and take that front hand and reach it towards the inside of that thigh. Roll that thigh open so it's not dropped over here. So you want a nice external rotation. Bring it to the inside. And take that other arm back behind you. Inhale here. Exhale, lean in. You can drop that forearm. You can also have that on a block. Nice side body stretch. Let's stay for one more breath. Inhale, brings you back. Rotate shoulders and that sternum up directly over that front leg. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, fold, sink in. If you want a little more stretch here, you can reach that front hand to the outside of that foot. Come back up for a second. Inhale, exhale, a little fold, twist. All right, start to make our way out of that. Extend that leg back forward. Shimmy and shake. Get yourself set up. Second side. Drag that right heel in. Same as you did on the other side. If you want a little deeper twist, you can take it over that leg. Inhale it up. Exhale, twist from the base of the spine. Oops, sorry, going the wrong way. Squeeze that leg in. Roll that back shoulder back. Sit up nice and tall. Keep that front foot nice and flexed and active. All right, let's release. Inhale up. Exhale, open twist. Roll that back shoulder back behind you. Create some space there in the chest. Use that elbow on the inside of that knee for leverage. Gaze goes last. Keep that front foot flexed and active. Sure you're keeping that breath really engaged into the lower abdominals, the side abdominal wall, not just breathing that shallow breath, really getting in there and massaging those internal organs. All right, gently let's begin to unwind. Take that heel to the inside of that thigh. Rock yourself back and forth. And then bring that arm to the inside of that front leg and just give it a little bit of a external rotation and bring that elbow in or the palm in, and then take that other arm back behind you, open up through the chest, create some space here, and then send that arm up and over, getting a nice side body stretch, hamstring stretch. All right, let's take our time, come up and out, rotate the sternum back towards the center, line it up right over that front leg. Inhale up, exhale, reach forward, fold it. Option here if you want a little bit more with that twist, reach for the outer edge of that front foot, come back up, inhale here, exhale, fold in. All right, gently work your way back up. Let's drag that front heel in towards the other. Bring both heels together. Drag the heels in towards the pecs as much as is comfortable for you. Wiggle back and forth. You can grab for big toes. Open up through the heart. Lift up. Big sip of air. Exhale, begin to hinge forward. Walk those palms out to the degree that is comfortable for you this morning. I'm having a hard time talking to you guys. Just that half a cup of coffee didn't do it. Deep breath in towards the back side of the body. Exhale, melt in a little more. Take your time. Walk those fingertips back. Reach and grab for the outer edges of those legs. Help it all out. Extend those legs out in front of you. We'll make our way all the way down to our backs. Right. Start out where we began. Just bend those knees. Bring the heels in towards the glutes a little bit here. Let's take a reverse pigeon. So we'll go ahead and cross one ankle over the thigh, up towards the knee. Go ahead and thread the needle by putting your arms through, reaching around to grab that shin, right below the knee, wherever it's comfortable for you. And then begin to squeeze that thigh in towards the ribs, feeling a nice stretch on that outer hip. Draw the tailbone down. It'll start to sort of pop up, so you want to draw that tailbone down, nice and firm in that sacrum. Open up through the heart, and then squeeze that thigh in a little deeper on the exhale. Take another deep breath in here. Exhale, let it go. And we're just going to let that foot that's flexed just drop over to the side. So let that fall over to the side. Inch the hips on over to the opposite side of that foot. And then extend those arms out to the side to a T. So shoulders are down. If you want a little bit more, your gaze goes the opposite of the foot that's down on the ground. Breathe into the back side of the body. Exhale, twist a little deeper. If you want a little bit more, you can straighten out that top leg, foot that's flex, press through that heel, and send that leg straight out towards the ground. Just stay for one more breath. Take your time. Go ahead, take both knees back up towards the sky. Place that low back on the ground, kind of shimmy and shake, side to side, release that low back. And we'll take that to the opposite side. So go ahead and place the opposite ankle on top of that thigh, right below the knee. Thread that needle through. Drop that tailbone down so you have a nice firm foundation. And then squeeze that thigh in towards the ribs as much as comfortable, where you're feeling that stretch on the outer hip. Get yourself set up for that twist on the second side. So go ahead and let that heel fall on over. When that heel touches the ground, just lift your hips up, inch or two the opposite of that heel. So you create a little bit more space there. And then take those arms out to that T. Nice firm foundation in that shoulder blade. Deep inhale here. Exhale if you want a little deeper. Gaze goes the opposite direction of the legs. Fill up through the heart space on that inhale. Wring out the sponge a little bit more on that exhale. If you want a little deeper twist, you can extend that top leg out, flex through that heel. Let's all take one deep collective breath in. And one deep collective exhale out. Let everything go. Wiggle yourself back to center. And set yourself up for your Shavasana. So just let those heels extend out. Let those ankles open up. Let that opening through your ankles travel up your legs into the pelvis. Let your pelvis open. Palms can be along sides. Face up towards the sky. If there's any other final pose that you need now, you want to get a quick inversion in, go for it. Shoulder stand. Otherwise, nothing left to do here. Just let your heartbeat settle into your chest. Unclenching any last bits of tension you might be holding in the face, in the jaw, in the throat. Let the belly be soft. All right, Johnny. Just let the bones be heavy. And just relax and enjoy the benefits of your practice. Just notice how you feel. Notice the difference from where you began. Notice the quietness of the mind. And just stay here in the present moment for these last few moments. Allow me to call you back when it's time. All right, let's begin to slowly deepen that inhale. Welcome sensations back into the body by wiggling fingers and toes. Raise the eyebrows, moisten the lips. We'll go ahead and slide our ankles towards each other together. Take those arms up overhead. Take that full body stretch here. Take a big sip of air into those nostrils. All the way down into the belly. On that exhale, begin to draw those knees in towards the chest. Give yourself one last final squeeze in. And gently make your way up to a comfortable seat by rolling off to one side. Keep that gaze soft or the eyes closed. Coming into our final pose, Sukhasana, easy seat. Keep the eyes closed. Just take a moment to feel your body come into alignment by the heart lining up over the hips, the head lining up over the heart, the root of your tail and the lift of your crown. Feel that breath travel through the root, up to your crown and back down again. Just inhale those arms out, reach out wide with those fingertips, lift up towards the sky, lift up, open the throat. Deep inhale here. On that exhale, gather that energy down into the heart space. Press those thumbs into the sternum and let that heart shine forward. Take a moment here to thank yourself for your self-care, taking the time to devote to this ancient practice of compassion, courage, and contentment. Take this feeling with you out into the rest of your day, out into the rest of your week. Let it shine forward into the world. From my heart to yours, thank you for letting me guide you this morning. Namaste.